Thanks for the opportunity, and it's great to see so many people out supporting Wellington businesses, and it's a real pleasure to be here. So I'd like to tell you more about my company, Yonix. And firstly, really about the problem. And we're in the software development space, and I've been working in that industry for a good 12 years now, and a lot of time invested into that. So each year, around $500 billion is invested into building new software. That's a significant amount of money, really, to drive innovation. So it's certainly really key for New Zealand. And what's really surprising, and we've probably all got a gut feel, we've been involved or certainly know of a project, a lot of these projects actually fail. And the current statistics, and these are the 2008 statistics, that range is somewhere between 50 and 75%, depending on the research. And this is these failure rates and the costs, and there's lots of debates about what this actually costs economies and businesses. And you can argue it may be trillions, billions, or whatever it may be. But the real key thing is that it is actually big. It's really big. And we really find this frustrating. It's frustrating to be involved with these projects, and we really find it unacceptable. So we believe failure is avoidable, and really that's where Yonix's sort of principles lie. So one of the things we wanted to do is we wanted to understand why. We wanted to understand why these projects fail. So we undertook around about a 12-month market research exercise, and we sampled 84 New Zealand-based projects and a few from Australia and a couple of tag-ons from the UK. And really asked the questions, why did they fail? What were your problems? What do you feel are the problems? Give us some hard evidence. And then we looked at those figures and we came to some conclusions. Now, before I actually go into these conclusions, I just want to talk a little bit about the software development process. For those, and obviously some people are very familiar with this and others not so. So before I go on, there's just a few things I want to cover. Now, for simplicity, I've made 4 different stages, and these are really split up into requirements and design, development, test, and support and maintenance. So the requirements in the design phase is really around what's the business need? What are we trying to do? What's the objective of this project? Why are we doing it? And there's a particular role of people that generally undertake this called business analysts, and that's really from where my background is, and really the fundamental sort of what Yonix is really about. And that is really about defining what it is we need and communicating that, one, to the business users and also to the technical teams to actually build that. Development is really around the coding. It's the hard, actually we're slogging out and building that application or that software system or whatever it is you're building. Testing is really around quality control. Is it good enough? Is it what we wanted? And then the support and maintenance is really around supporting that after it's been delivered. And these kind of fit really and traditionally into two domains, 2 realms. Traditionally what you would call the business dimension and then the technical. And the business is really around that requirements and design versus the support and the maintenance of that. And the technical tends to be around development. And although there are some roles that sit between those, these 2 domains generally talk a different language. What the technical team need to understand is often different to what the business objective really is. So there's this translation, and often requirements are lost in translation. So after our research, what we concluded is that in reality, most projects are actually won or lost in that phase, in the requirements phase. And the reason for that is that if it isn't done right, it results in poor communication, poor understanding, and that ripple effect goes throughout all of those stages that come across after that. So some recent research that we found from IAG Group, which is a US-based consultancy, was that poor business requirement capability means you're going to experience 3 times as many project failures as you are successes. And there's a 60% time and budget premium for bad requirements. In the existing market, most of the existing products, although they're very good in their own right, focus very much from a technical perspective, or they've come from a technical background. And up until recently, there has been very little focus on that requirements phase. There hasn't been really any processes, and there hasn't really been any real solutions to enable these people to do their job properly. And as a result, 91% of organisations currently use Word and Excel to manage this process. So what is it about Yonix? Well, first of all, we're really passionate about what we do. We like well-run, successful IT projects. And we want all of our clients to experience that as well. And we want to maximise that IT investment, both from the organisation point of view, but from the economy and the innovation point of view. Our product Calm has been used for over 3 years commercially, and we've experienced some really good successes of that. But most recently, and probably most successful, It was used in the Animal Health Board's VectorNet project, which last year won the Computer World Award for Excellence. So it's the top award it took away. And that was really around a number of reasons, and it certainly wasn't only the solution, but it was certainly a critical factor in that. So what's our approach? Really is that we focus only on that requirements phase and the specifications phases around the business analysis. And that increases the odds of project success for our clients. It saves money on that costly rework, and it safeguards that intellectual property and institutional knowledge, which generally is lost either through not being documented or people walking out the door. Probably the biggest, it improves that communication between the business and the technical, which is something, from experiences and from our experience of the ICT professionals that work for Yonix, it's something that we all have experienced, and it came through in our research. And most importantly, it provides that governance and the visibility. So you're building assurance with the stakeholders who really need to see that information. And we're bringing this to small to medium projects. We're not focusing on enterprise. We're really looking at the sort of 15, 75 people projects or organisations managed software development. So what's the market opportunity? Well, currently it's worth about $1 billion US worldwide. So we'd be looking to take a proportion of that. We also believe that this is, there's a lot more growth potential. There's not a lot of organisations using tools in this space at the moment. But with the recent development of processes around this area, there's going to be a huge growth to continue, and it's already grown at 20%. So there's lots of growth both domestically and global. Initially, we're looking to focus our efforts domestically, prove our business model and our channel to market before looking for global opportunities. So what's the future? Really exciting one for us. We're really looking forward to next year. We're looking to help more New Zealand-based businesses. We're looking to work with industry associations to promote best practice. We're going to be developing the next generation software as a service model of our product, and we're currently building and seeking partnerships with New Zealand and global consultancies to provide to a wider market. So we haven't got time for questions, so I'm around after. Please come and see me. So any questions, I'd love to talk to you about it. So thanks very much for your time.